Okay, we're back. I swear to God. Technical issues. Technical issues at work. Technical issues trying to play a video game. What is the world coming to? Technology, my friends, was supposed to make life easier. Computers were supposed to make life easier. Has a computer ever made your life easier? No. Has a computer tried to kill you? I am sure it has. You may just not know about it. Alright, so we're back. Swearing to God. But we're going to get started here. And, yes, so all is good. Let me message my friend who told me to get my butt back on the stream while I was having technical difficulties and make sure that he can now hear and see everything correctly. And we'll see if he responds. I believe his exact words were, "Entertain my children." So that is what I am going to do. Now I know that kids these days, and I speak from... Alright. Kids these days are used to their Fortnites and their Minecrafts. Actually, Minecraft is not a good example, but they're used to their Fortnites and their other weird games on their Nintendo Switches or GameCubes or whatever they're playing these days. But this is a Super Nintendo, ladies and gentlemen. This is a true game system, and this is a true masterpiece of a video game. So, the reason I said Minecraft is not a good example is because part of the charm of Minecraft is that it does use graphics that are throwback to an earlier age. Anyway, so here we go. What are we doing today? Well, here we are. We have Cecil and his companions. He's currently hanging out with Sid, the airship engineer, Tella, the sage, and the karate master of Fabul, Yang. And in our last episode from last Sunday, we talked a bit about how part of the game that's going to be coming up will prevent us from using any metal weapons or armor. So you can see that we had to equip all of our people here with leather stuff and wooden stuff. Cecil has a great bow, and I know he's got iron arrows, but I'm going to test that once we get in the cave and see if they'll let arrows slide. If they don't, we have a stockpile of magic arrows that we can use to take care of business. But Yang is going to be our point man here because his claws, while I'm assuming they are made of metal, like a Wolverine style kind of thing, they are not affected by the metallic field inside the cave. So, oh, didn't equip his arms with anything. There we go. Alright, so last time we had explored the town here in what in this game was called Toroia. In later games, the translation was corrected to Toroia or something like that. But it is a beautiful land full of sprawling forests, towering mountains, beautiful waterfalls, as you can see there, and winding rivers. Now, the waterfall is interesting to me because a lot of Final Fantasy games make use of a waterfall. There's this giant one here that you can see, and I feel like it is the precursor to the massive Barren Falls in FF6, which your characters have to jump off of, and it takes them like 10 minutes to get to the bottom. That's a big waterfall. Alright, so let's go in the castle here, because remember, the whole purpose of us being here... Get in... The whole purpose of us being here is we are here to obtain the Crystal of Earth so that we can use it in a hostage exchange situation to get Rosa back, who was kidnapped by the nefarious Golbez and treacherous Kain in one of our last episodes. I think the last episode. Anyway, what I like about the Toroian castle here the most is not their cool, like, lion statues out front here. What the? I'm having more technical difficulties. And that I have no control. None! There we go. Alright. I think the pie was tired of hearing me talk and just wanted me to get on with it. So we're getting on with it. Anyway, I saw one of those little things a minute ago, but he disappeared. Anyway, there are frogs in the moat here, which are kind of cool. Other castles might have crocodiles or sharks in the moat, but oh no. Toroia has something even more dangerous, and that is the tiny frogs. So let's talk to these nice guards here. Please feel free at home. Welcome to Toroia. Thank you. It's very nice of you. There's some froggies there. The 8 clerics govern this country. Make sure to be polite to them. Understand? Yeah, I understand. I'm a paladin. I'm polite to everyone. About the crystal, then talk to the clerics inside the castle. Okay, they're pretty free apparently with their knowledge about this crystal. Why is my controller giving me issues? We have to switch this out. A man from Damcyan was found on the beach. He says he's a prince. Good to know. Yeah, what is going on with this? I wonder if it's getting confused with this other controller I've plugged in here. Let's see if that makes a difference. Toroia has never been in a war. I wonder how much we can actually defend ourselves. Yeah, I'd kind of be wondering that too. Seems like Baron is up to something. You don't say. You don't say. I'm not an old maid, I'm the minister. The 8 clerics are inside. Oh, okay. Toroia is ruled by women. Troops and soldiers are all women too. Me? Of course. Yeah, this controller is like non-responsive. Okay, stand by while I switch that out. So one quick note about controllers. I've used USB controllers for a very long time, since the early 2000s, so like 20 years, right? This is one that I got from like Micro Center back in like 2006, and it's working still 15 years later. So if you're ever looking for a controller, one of these Logitech guys is pretty much the best you can get if you're looking for longevity. I looked them up again recently. They're still making these. They have a couple new features on them, but the base of the controller, it's still the same kind of thing. So highly recommend Logitech's controllers. Although, I just got some delay here. I'm wondering if maybe the issue is not the controller, but is in fact the Pi being ornery. Please keep quiet. We have a patient here. You know what? I'm not going to come here yet. We're going to come back here in a few minutes. Yeah, what is going on here? Alright, we're going to see if we can make it through this episode with this controller. But yeah, the Pi is not acting like it usually does. It's just not being responsive. Oh, look at this. Stairs 1, 2, or 3. I'll go 1. And there's just a random person sitting in the dungeon. Hello. This used to be a dungeon, but we keep our treasures here now. Do you have the cleric's permission? Yes? That's a lie. How do you know? Fine. We'll go talk to the clerics and get their permission. Door number 2. Ooh, what do we got here? A whole lot of nothing, apparently. Oop, got an ether. And that is about it. I am just going to check real quick for secret passages, but it doesn't look like there are any in here. I think the secret passage thing is something they pretty much got rid of in Final Fantasy VI, isn't it? That's something they already really did here. Oh, look at all that. Hey. A tent, 2 tents. Cure 2, Cure 2. Ether. Yeah, it's definitely the pie that's the issue here. Whenever you're seeing Cecil freeze like that, when she should be walking, yeah, it's the pie for whatever reason is not doing things as it should, and I'm not sure why that is. I don't want to reset it though. That would kind of really interrupt things. So I'm just gonna try not to keep whining about it, and we'll just try and get on with it. Dance? Me? Who do you think I am? I am the guardswoman. Okay, but like, you should probably be wearing armor or something. This is not a leotard, it's our combat uniform. No, that is not how that works. Our clerics are sisters of 8. They serve for the crystal of earth. I like this place better than any place else. Great. Seems like a very nice place. Okay. Oh, look at all these people. Crystal of Earth? Dark Elf took it, and we must take it back. But how? Great question. I mean, don't you have all these warriors, and they have combat uniforms and all that stuff? Why not use them? Metals get heavy in the cave of the northwest. I think the cave is actually the northeast. Your swords and armors of metal will be the same. Okay. Dark Elf is in a cave on an island over in the northeast. Well, make up your minds, is it northwest or is it northeast? The land will return to desert without that crystal of earth. Remember that. Dark Elf is weak against metallic weapons, so he sealed the cave with a magnetic field. If you can get it back, show it to us first, and we promise to lend it to you. Do they know that I'm going to be using it for a hostage exchange situation? They're never going to see this thing again? Like, why does it matter if the Dark Elf has it or if I have it? Like, either way, they are not going to have it. Like, they did not think this through. You cannot have it, but if you can take it back, you may use our Crystal of Earth for a good purpose. Well, I'm going to be giving it pretty much to, like, the supreme bad guy of the planet. Like, that's... maybe we just won't tell them that. We, the 8 clerics, rule this country. We used to have the blessing from the Crystal of Earth. Not now. Sadness. Up here is probably the Crystal Room, and it is. And you can see here that, just like every other Crystal Room, it has the same design that is starkly different from every other piece of architecture on this planet. And we're going to discuss that as we get more and more into the story here, because there's a very good reason why these crystal rooms are so different. All right, we are going to go talk to Edward, who we saw lying in bed over here. Remember they said that they found a prince from Damcyan washed up on a beach? Well, that's from when our ship sank in the Leviathan attack. Remember, we ourselves, Cecil here, he washed up on a beach at the town of Messiah, so our entire crew was scattered all over the world, it seems. So you can see Edward in bed there, and you can see his harp over there in the corner. Edward! Cecil, so you are alive. Let me join you. What can you do in such a wretched condition? Lie in bed quietly. Master Tella, forgive me. You lost Anna because of me. Really? Prince Edward, think only of your health now. Yang, so you survived that Leviathan attack. Then Rydia? Sorry. Poor Rydia. And I can't do anything while you fight. It's a shame. Don't worry. Me and my enterprise will take your share. I've heard you had taken good care of Cecil and Rosa. Now it's my turn. You are that Master Engineer Sid? Then you have an airship. Cecil, where is Rosa? Yeah, about that. She was caught in exchange for the Crystal of Earth at Toroia, in this bad translation. Whoa! Kagopan? Brett, is that you? Wow! Hello! Nice to, well, see your name again at least. So Kagopan here that just joined the chat a moment ago is one of my old friends from Japan. We spent a good deal of time in the city of Kagoshima together. 4 years, I think. Hey! Dark Elf. Dark Elf. Cecil, take this. What's this? Say, my substitute. It may help. Received Twin Harp. Cecil, save Rosa. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. So that's all he says after that. He's resting because he apparently, he had a more frail constitution, obviously, than Cecil the Knight. I mean, he's a bard, he's a prince, right? He's not built for this. And so when the ship capsized or was eaten by Leviathan or whatever happened, it's really going to stick with him. And he's not really going to be up to doing much for most of the rest of the game. Edward shouldn't move yet. Me? I'm a nurse. The doctor is this lady. He may not walk or get up until he's all well. Don't worry. We'll take care of him. Are you really? So I've heard good things about FF14. I know it's been out for like a really long time now, but I haven't played it. But I hear people like it a lot. And here you see Edward's harp. And that's it as far as the setup for this. We are going to go now and get ourselves to, come on, the Dark Elf Cave. And if you remember from, what was it, last Sunday, there's a special way that we have to get over to the Dark Elf Cave. I'm going to take the airship over there just to demonstrate what the issue is, and then we're going to do it the real way. So, my friend Kagopan, that reminds me, you were streaming for a little bit a number of years ago, I think. You should do FF14. I'd watch that. The same year I left Kagoshima. Is that a coincidence? Anyway, here's the Dark Elf Cave. We cannot land the airship anywhere around here because we have the mountains and we have the forests, and the airship just cannot land in them. So we found a really good place to land right next to the castle, and with the controller just being abysmal tonight, it's going to be a real pain to get it back in there. Come on, go, 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 get in there. Get in there. Get. All right, let's try this. Does that work? Ooh. Hey, all right. Yeah, you should. You should definitely stream it. I'd tune in. As long as it's not like, 4 o'clock in the morning my time or whatever it would be. All right, so oh, I see you've got it for PS4. Okay. Alright, so I found a workaround for the controller. It seems like whatever the issue I'm having is D-pad related only. So I switched the controls over to the joystick things, whatever those are called. Oh my god. Oh, I forgot we're not equipped with metal stuff. Oh man. This may be rough. This may be a bad time right here. So I forgot, because again, it's been like a really long time since I've played this, that you shouldn't go and equip your weak leather armor and things until you're actually in the cave where you need them, because out here, oh, we are going to get murdered. Come on, Tella, move it. There we go. Tella saving the day. I don't have Palom anymore to be my Burninator, so that's going to have to be Tella. He's going to take on that role, and he and Yang are pretty much going to get us through the Dark Elf Cave. There it is. Ooh, look at that. So we found a Chicabo village. Smells like Chicabos. Yeah, I know. So that's where you can feed the heir, I guess, a carrot, and the big Chicabo appears and he can store your stuff. Let's see, the free trial for 14 is insanely long, so if you have any interest whatsoever, you should give it a try. I haven't done an MMO since like Star Trek Online, and that was a while ago. I tried playing STO again a few years ago, and I just haven't been up for the grind, like especially now in this pandemic world we live in. Like, I need something with a story. And like, obviously Square's known for their stories, so I imagine like FF14 would do something with that, but I don't know. I don't know if I could get back into an MMO. Although it would be nice to like play games with people. That would be nice to do. So I'm just running around here. Oh, there we go. See, secret passage. I'm not all crazy. Found a carrot. Of course I did. There's another one. I think that's all that's back here. Yeah, remember, like, my only experience with MMOs other than Star Trek Online, which was like, yeah, we kind of have a story, but mostly it's about spaceships fighting, is Perfect World, which in addition to having like translation issues, had like no real story whatsoever. Okay, good, because yeah, I can't stand grinding quests. Like, hey, fetch 15 of this thing and give me 20 of this thing and deliver this thing over to this person. So if they found a way to do an MMO without doing that kind of stuff, then that might be something to check out. And I do see, like, they do sales for it on Steam and stuff occasionally, I've seen, where it's like, you know, get your first however long time, you know, at half price, or maybe they sell the base game for half price or something. So yeah, maybe that is something I could check out. So that's weird. There's nothing in all that grass up there. And there's definitely something down there, though. How do I get down there? Is it up here? Oh, see, I'm on the hunt for carrots. Especially because it's Easter, right? You gotta eat your carrots. All right. So we are done messing around here. So I've got two things I want to do here real quick. The first is to talk to that white Chicabo so he can heal my magic. Get back here. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'll investigate it a little bit, because again, like, one of the things that I like to do is play games with friends, and even though it's the pandemic, like, it's been difficult, because different people have different systems, you know, different people have different connections, and all that kind of stuff. So this is a black Chicabo, and their thing is that they can fly, which is cool. They can't fly over mountains, but they can fly over everything else, forests, deserts, rivers, like, you name it. They can't go over the ocean, though, I don't think. Can we even get to an ocean? Oh, they can fly over the ocean. All right. All right, but we're going here. This is the Dark Elf Cave up here. And we're just going to land in the forest. We're just going to land in the forest. Oh, you know what I should have done before I got the White Chicabo to get my magic back? Is I should have healed. Oh well, let's try using a tent. We got 14 of them, might as well use one or two. Okay, see, that's a cool thing too. I like the cross-play stuff because I do have friends that use PS4s and PS5s for games and things. One of the things that I'd really like is if... I really like the WWF games because you can make all your friends and have them fight each other. I think it'd be really cool to be able to do cross-play with that, but at least as far as 2K19 goes, that is not something that they implemented. Cave Magnus. Magnes. Before we go in there, let's be smart. We're going to save. 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 This is one of those points in the game that I do get nervous about. What is this magnetic field? Metallic things will be too heavy to control. My claws seem okay. Do not worry. I'll do it with my magic. Alright. Crew's optimistic. That's good. But there's some really nasty stuff in this cave if I remember right. And you know what? Let's get Sid in the front. Nope, wrong button. Let's get Sid in the front row. Because I think with that hammer of his, he can actually bash stuff. Did I go the wrong way? I think I went the wrong way. Yeah, well, Japanese companies in general are really traditional, for lack of a better word. I've noticed with a lot of things, and stuff that Western companies have been doing for years now. A lot of Japanese companies are still like, no, we don't want you doing that. Okay, so apparently Yang and Cecil are out of commission at the moment. They have something on them that is metallic. And I think it's probably those iron rings. Makes sense, right? It's made out of iron. Nice. See, that's cool. I haven't played Fortnite yet. I give it grief because I know a lot of quote-unquote the kids play it. But I don't actually know anything about it. I hear it's fun. So this attack... Oh, so what I was going to say is about Japanese companies. Squaresoft, being a Japanese company, gets really antsy about people doing things like this, about streaming, about doing Let's Plays and stuff like that, even with their older titles, and they still don't really like it. And there have been instances where they've, you know, thrown it down. Copyright, strikes and stuff. We call it Child Murder Simulator. That's amazing. That is amazing. Okay, so here's the deal. Cecil does not have any iron on him other than his arrows, so that's the problem here. We're gonna have to equip him with, let's go lightning arrows for now. So that should make him okay. And then Yang, again, it's got to be that iron ring. And I feel like I even mentioned that last time. I guess the ruby ring. Rubies aren't metal, but silver is. I wonder if I should try the silver ring. Because silver is metal, but it's not magnetic. Yeah, we'll just go with it. We'll just go with it. Moving on. Again, the cave music, one of my favorite tracks from this game. It's just so good. Absolutely beautiful work of art. Uematsu Nobuo, in my opinion, at some of his best right here. Tella, Burninate. So I get not streaming the ending, right? That kind of makes sense. But I would hope that for games like this that are 30 years old now, actually 30 years old this year, came out in 91. Like, should spoiler alerts even apply anymore for games this old? I don't know. Because, like, I know that there's a lot of younger people who've never played these games, but at the same time, it's like, well, you know, it's 30 years old. No one worries about spoiler alerts for things like, you know, I don't know, Lord of the Rings. Do they? I hope they don't. Oh, okay. Maybe we can do this without magic. We're going to leave it up to non-magic people here to try and deal with these monsters. Okay, things seem to be going pretty well here. Maybe I'm thinking of another cave. There's another cave that has a lot of monsters in it that can like kill you in one hit, and they are not pleasant at all. The worst cave in the game, in my opinion, is that sealed cave that we're going to find in the underworld later on, where every single door except one in the entire cave is a trap. It's awful. Oops, wrong guy. Forgot that Cecil has magic now. Let's make him use it. There we go. Everyone's a little healthier. Gotta heal. Heals are actually really valuable. Heals cost a lot of money if you buy them just as an item. Look at all this. Where the heck am I supposed to go? See, this is the interesting thing when you have no idea what's happening in this game. I haven't played this in a long time. Is there anything up here? Yep, there is. All right. Got some GPs. Surprised? I'm not surprised. There's monsters all over this place. I'm not surprised. Come on. There's an old line from the comic 8-Bit Theater that I thought was just brilliant at the time. The thief pops out of the woods or something, and he is mugging the black mage, and he says, "Your GP or your HP?" And I always thought that was really clever. Ooh, see, I'm telling you, Yang and Tella are pretty much going to get us through this dungeon. Sid, well, he doesn't have... Is he still in the back row? No, he's in the front row. I don't know what his deal is right now. Maybe it's because I attacked someone in the back row. I don't know. So this cave is already bigger than I remember it being, which has me a little worried. Alright, you have the bow, so you knock that thing out, you knock that thing out. Sid, you're gonna be on the thing on top. Tella, you know what? Do one of these, just in case. Just in case. No slow. Why not both? Oh, that's got to be the way to go. So I don't want to go there yet. Oh my god, come on! So we're attacked from behind. Look at that ugly thing. I mean, they're both ugly, but we've seen the weird snake creature before. The big ugly thing that looks like the Hulk, that is an ogre, and they are some of the most difficult enemies in the game. They are weak to something, and I cannot remember what that something is. You know what? I'm actually going to find out. Is it scan in this game? No, it's peep. That's what it is. What are you weak? Is it ice? It's not fire. Weak versus sacred power. Uh-oh. That is not good. Cecil doesn't do much anyway, so he's going to be in charge of healing Yang. Yang, go kill. So Sacred Power is white in this game. It's Pearl in FF6. And it's holy in pretty much every other Final Fantasy game. But like we've talked about before, the Americans, when they were porting these games over, had a real problem with the strangely like Judeo-Christian religious references. And a lot of games had them, like Dragon Warrior, the places of healing were all like churches. They had crosses on them. Link's shield and Zelda 2 had a cross on it, like weird stuff. But when you go over there, again, I've said this before, there's a saying. Oh, this is it. Oh, it didn't hit. Okay. There's a saying where you're born Shinto, you're married Christian, and you die Buddhist. Because religion over there is not, people usually aren't of a specific religion. You're just, if you're Japanese, you're part of the Japanese culture. And the Shinto and the Buddhism are obviously very Japanese. They extend back in time in Japanese history for a really long time. But the Christian thing is something that I don't understand. Like, it's okay, it freezes him, it doesn't kill him instantly. Good. It's this weird thing, and yeah, it is just a mishmash. That's a good way of putting it. But the Christian thing is like, there's such a, even today, and it's nowhere near as bad as it was years ago, but there's still like a weirdness about things that are foreign in Japan. And so the fact that Christianity became this thing where people wanted these faux Christian weddings, like, it's just so strange to me. And especially like the religious references in video games. Like in FF7, I never really noticed it the first time I played it. But, or even the second time I played it, or the third probably, but what I noticed was in Advent Children, what a Christ analogy it is. Like, you have Eris, who they really ramp up the, she died for the planet, which has a lot of parallels with she died for your sins kind of thing. And the whole thing with all of her limit breaks being like, great gospel and angels and all this stuff. It's so strange to me. And then at the same time, and it's probably because I'm used to like, living in America, I'm used to the Christian stuff and the Judeo, religions. But I guess, we kind of do the same thing with, a lot of Japanese things. A lot of people here put really interesting, I don't know a good way of putting this, like cobbled together pieces of Japanese culture and make it their own, which is, Tell is in big trouble. How can my Jesus analogy be this cute? Oh, hey, look. Cid has the ability to spy on enemies and find out their weaknesses. See, this is what happens when we pay attention. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, it's especially interesting to me because mostly what Japanese people know about Christianity is Christmas. And it is a secular holiday over there, which is also really interesting. Me, being from a non-Christian background, I always found it really interesting that Japan chose to basically omit every religious piece of Christmas that there is. And they just celebrate it as pretty much like the biggest date night in the country, which, I really enjoyed. I thought, what a twist. It was great. So to see a lot of the Christian mythology show up in video games is, again, it will never not be strange to me. So these bats doing their vampire attack, what it actually does is, yeah, it takes a little bit of health from you, but it's basically a drain attack, and that they, well, not drain, because I guess they're not getting any HP out of it, but it gradually destroys your hit points over time. It's more like a poison effect than anything else, only it can't be stopped. Like, I don't think heal has any effect on it. Nothing does. We're doing pretty well in here, all things considered. I'm going to go up to that door in the northwest part of this cave now. And I'm kind of hoping for a save point, because I'd really like to use a tent. Cecil is out of healing magic. Tella is out of magic. What is in this door? This has to be a... Oh, no. See, these are the guys. These guys, I think, have the one-hit kill attack. And I don't want any part of that. Oop, wrong part. Come on. Yep, Tella is done. So you know what? Use Psych. See if you can grab some MP off of them. And the rest of you guys, do your best. Yeah, so that's an interesting point, right? So, for whatever reason... Now, I think I can guess the reason. Like, there's a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons in Japan, and it's a part of both of their cultures to go out and do these, what would you call it, a pilgrimage? What do they call it? It's a mission, that's what it is. So they go out and they do these recruiting missions, and I guess they come to Japan just because Japan is such a modern country. You know, they have all these modern conveniences, and maybe they're hoping that they can do with Japan what happened with Korea. Yeah, you're right. They do go by, is it corals now? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I can pronounce panther. I can't pronounce corals. And there's different kinds too. So while these are panthers, I think later in this game there are other kinds that are called other things. Like, look, I mean, if you're a kid or, you know, someone in your early 20s or something, and you're like, okay, I got to go do this mission thing because it's part of my religion, and here's a list of countries that I could go to, like, why not go to Japan? Or Korea, right? Like, Seoul has to be a really popular destination for people, too. Because Korea, in a lot of ways, is the new Japan. Korea makes, well, obviously the K-pop stuff that comes out of there people really like. Even a lot of manga and anime are made in Korea right now. So they may be owned by, you know, Japanese companies or whatever, but a lot of the artwork, a lot of the story, like a lot of the production is done in Korea. So, like, yeah, if you're going to go somewhere, like, obviously Japan and Korea are going to be two of the places at the top of your list because, I mean, well, Japan is just popular, and Korea is just popular in Western culture right now. The kids love their animes. I actually haven't seen an anime in a really long time. I don't think I've seen an anime that was made like past the year 2006. No, that's not true, because I saw some Ghibli stuff when we were over there. And I watched the good part of Rurouni Kenshin about a year ago. The whole Kyoto saga is just phenomenal, even still. Like, what a good show. What a good story. What amazing characters. No one better say anything bad ever about that show. That was amazing. Let's see if fire works on these guys. Oh, look, they've got those squid faces, like that Davy Jones guy from that one Pirates movie. I bet he doesn't like fire. Alright, go get him, guys. Wait, what? I don't know what you're talking about. The guy who wrote Pirates? let's see. I know bats are weak to arrows. Let's see if the vampire lady on the screen is weak to arrows. Really? Yeah, I haven't heard anything. There we go. Shoot him down. Set him on fire. Vampires don't like fire, right? Oh, yeah, they really don't like fire. Cure 3, that's a first in life. Are you serious? That's really disappointing. That is really disappointing. I never did actually read any of the manga, but obviously I'm a big fan of the show. So yeah, that's upsetting. I would have expected better. Meanwhile, back in the fictional world, which is apparently a much better place, we have a Charm Claw, and the Charm Claw can charm enemies, which is really nice. So we're going to use that a bit. Interestingly enough, with Yang, the claws I don't think ever increase his attack strength. He just builds attack strength on his own when he levels up. Well, no, we've got plenty of arrows. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's one of the reasons, right? Like, and not just the justice system, but a lot of things. Like, we didn't want... Right. we didn't want our kid having to go through the Japanese education system. I mean, we saw what it was like firsthand, and I'm sure we didn't even see the worst of it. But I don't want to talk about that now. That's going to bring me down. You know, we're already in a difficult situation here because, you know, Rosa's been kidnapped by Golbez and Kain. That's a bad deal. What's over here? This dark elf has captured the Earth Crystal. Come on, these are the real problems of our time. Okay. So this is the final approach to the Dark Elf, but of course, at this point, they're going to put a treasure chest way off to the side that we're going to want to go in. Oh my god. Alright. Alright. Yang, that was pathetic. I expect more. Tella, you do what you do best. So the problem with this fight here is that it's not that it's difficult. The problem is that it just takes so long. There's so many enemies. They all do this vampire attack, and it takes so long. And Tella, well, he seems kind of slow with the magic stuff too. Good. Alright, so I guess the kick did do something. Like, it weakened him up enough that Tella's fire spell there was able to incinerate all of them. I just want to get to the Dark Elf and beat him up. Ah, goodness. Yeah, I did hear that, actually. I heard that he was, like, the top guy, which is kind of interesting. I heard, it might have even been from you, that he was kind of out of his element because being the head boss, like, he didn't have that close connection with the ALTs anymore. Like, no one really knew who he was, but he assumed that coming back it would be just like old times, you know, with like Kurt and Alex and Dan and all those guys, but it wasn't. because, you know, there wasn't that history, and no one knew him, so he was like starting fresh. So I feel bad about it from that perspective, especially with all the stories that we used to, well, be involved with and hear about later on about the adventures of the people who came before us. Uh-oh. So you may have noticed that Cecil is now punching people. That is a bad sign. That means that he is out of arrows, and we need to restock him. And we can do that conveniently. Come on, from the item menu. So in his right hand here, we are... You know what? Let's put the white arrows, because things in here are apparently weak to holy power and stuff like that. Let's see if it works. Oh, that's an interesting perspective as well. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'd forgotten about that until you just mentioned it. He, what's a delicate way of putting this? Overstepped some boundaries sometimes. So, yeah. Look, again, Japan, great place to go, wonderful country. I would love to visit again sometime in the not too distant future. Oh, Jesus. You know what? We're actually going to run from this one. Tella's out of magic. We are in trouble. Need to use a tent. And that fight was going to be more trouble than it was going to be worth. Oh, man. Like, come on. I just want to get through here. At least these things are dying in one hit to Yang. I don't want to use any magic because we're going to need that a lot in the next fight. Yeah. Yeah, I hear ya. That sounds like something he would say. He said some interesting things to me as well, that I'm not going to repeat for obvious reasons, but I think he meant well, but at the same time, I think he was very invested in being like a cool middle-aged guy hanging out with a bunch of 20-year-olds. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. This is a crystal room. This is where the Crystal of Earth is being kept. And I remind you, we're in a random cave that is owned, operated, and the home of the Dark Elf. Why is there a crystal room here in the middle of this cave? Does the crystal create the room around itself? Or could it be that in this cave there are some ancient lunar ruins and there just happens to be a crystal room here? Unknown. They don't ever say. Before we talk to this person... Yeah, okay, there's nothing up there. Just checking. So, who is this individual? You cannot go any further! You cannot take my crystal! Like, why does he gotta yell? He doesn't have to yell. Let's all just be cool, man. You cannot use metallic weapons! You cannot defeat me! Oh, really? Don't worry. We'll do it! You do not mess around with Tella the Sage. Get him, guys. Looks like he has his tongue sticking out. I don't know what he's weak against, but I'll bet he's weak against explosions. Let's check that just to be sure. Me attack you! Please don't. Oh god, I did forget about this. He has a combination here where he does fire, lightning, and ice 2 attacks all in a row, and yeah, I don't remember how to avoid that. Oh, right. I remember now. I'm not supposed to avoid it. Disaster! If I can use my sword. Man, Dark Elf knows what up. Like, what a way to protect yourself. This metallic field idea was pretty good. They're in danger. Edward apparently now telepathic, or maybe he senses it through the twin harp. Stay in bed. You cannot move around. Where are you going? Don't worry. I just want to get to my harp. Ouch. I told you, do not overstrain yourself. Let me do this. I must save them. Come on, Edward, we need you. We just got wrecked. R-E-K-T, as the kids say. And by the way, that phrase, as the kids say, it only gets funnier to me the older I get. Nothing horrifies a child more than you speaking their lingo, bro. Twin harp made a sound, synchronizing the tune played by Edward. Oh, this melody is Edward's harp.
What? What is this nasty music, preciouses? What has it got in its nasty pocketses?
So for a dark elf, I think he is much more like a Gollum character. Now do a dab. Is that this? Does it have to be like I'm sneezing into my elbow? Am I cool now? Am I cool with the kids? It's Edward. So notice here how you back off. And now is the point, I believe. You know what, let's not do Sid first. Let's get our priorities in order. Can he not? Okay, it's because he has a bow in one hand. I hope. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there we go. It's time.
It's time for your main event.
It's time for a butt whooping is what it is. There we go. Alright, Yang, you're next. That is a fine ruby ring you have on there, but I think you prefer iron. Tella, what's going on with you? You are perfectly fine. And Sid, you got that wooden hammer. I don't know if he has anything else he can wear. That's right, when I found him, he just had the prisoner uniform on. Okay, there, oh, we apparently have a silver ring. Can Tella wear that? Is that better? Yeah, oh, look at that. All right, 16, 8, 11 to 16, 12, 12. Yes, please. And we are fully healed. We have all our magic back. And I believe if I wanted to, I could just leave this room and go save, but...
Grr, you.
Alright. Oh, shoot. I forgot to... I knew I was forgetting something. Nice. So my issue here is, unfortunately, I am an idiot, and I did not switch everyone in their rows around. So now we have one of our main fighting guys, two of our main fighting guys in the back row. That's not great. And again, that's because I wasn't paying attention. I was so excited to get back in armor. Look at that. So we're just going to try and make do with it the best we can. I don't think he does physical attacks, so Tella theoretically should be safe. We'll see what happens. Oh god. I don't know what that is, but that is not good. It is a like Asian style dragon, I think. I always thought it was like a hula hoop when I was a kid. Fire seems to be working good, so we're going to keep instant... Oh my god. So this is the best we've ever seen Cecil. Like, this is his wheelhouse here. I believe this thing, when I scan it, is going to say that it is weak to holy, or whatever holy is in this game. Oh, no weak points found. Okay. Well, I did see that he's only got like 1,100 hit points left. Cecil, take care of it. Quickly. No? There we go. Thanks, Yang. You can always count on Yang. Remember that for later. You can always count on Yang. 5,000 gold, 1,500 experience. Thank you. The metallic field is dispersed.
Oh, why did that music reach here? Give me the crystal. The everlasting life.
No. No everlasting life for you. Acquired the crystal of earth. It does. It's like a curled up Leviathan. Later in the game, we'll see Leviathan. He's like more stretched out. It's weird. All right, let's just do a quick thing here where we get everybody back up to full health. So I could take the easy way out. I could just use exit to get out of here, but I'm not going to. Because like I've mentioned before, one of my problems when I was a kid playing these games is that I would often, whoops, wrong button. I would often skip over parts of the game because I, wanted to avoid the battles and stick with the story, and I would use the exit spell, for example, in places like this where you can use it. And I was always under-leveled. Always. So, with that in mind, we are going to keep going here, back through this cave on foot, just again, so I can make sure that we're getting in all the little, enemy fights that we can, so that we can, not be under-leveled. The place in the game where I was always the most underleveled is right when you get to the underground, and it was never a good time. That Calbrena monster used to wipe the floor with me. And yeah, I don't want to be in that situation again. Ooh, we're already 20 minutes over time. But we're going to keep going until we're out of here. Next time on Sunday is going to be where we return the Crystal of Earth to the people of Toroia, and then we're going to see an appearance by our old friend Kain and our new enemy Golbez. How they do it, I don't know, but they pretty much immediately know when you've acquired the Crystal of Earth. Yes, Cecil, look at him rocking this stuff now. Like, we're not tiptoeing through here. I don't even need to use magic. Like, Cecil and Yang can just clear this place out now. I'm talking a lot of crap for a guy who was terrified of that ogre earlier. Sorry, we just get to listen to this awesome music a little bit more. Come on, controller. Get him? Charmed. Nice. So when an enemy is charmed, he has a chance to do an attack or a special ability or something that does not target your party. Oh, he's using Peep. Okay. I guess that's acceptable. That's right. Cecil has no weak points. You heard it here. He is an invincible monster in paladin armor, here to run you over. Like Hulkamania running over you. So I've got wrestling on the brain right now because WrestleMania is next weekend. It's also my birthday next weekend, so that's kind of cool that that coincides. I actually just signed up for the Peacock network today because the WWF network is now pretty much no more. I'm not sure why. Like, Peacock must have offered them a really good deal for them to transfer everything over to them. Because, yeah, I mean, the WWF network, I mean, that's pretty much the thing that they've been working on for like the last 8 years. So for them to go up and just sell it or whatever they're doing with this Peacock stuff is really kind of interesting. I'm not sure why it happened. Honestly, what I'd really like them to do is finally break their contract with USA Network and put all wrestling, like put Raw and SmackDown on the network the night that it airs. Because right now, if I want to watch Raw or SmackDown, I'm a month out of date. Like, you could watch the preview, or the pay-per-view, before you've seen the Raw or SmackDown. And yeah, I agree. I have also heard that Peacock isn't great. I've heard that it has a lot of issues. Really? So it's only in the US that they're doing this Peacock thing? That's disappointing. I'm pretty sure we're their biggest market, so I'm not sure why they would do that. Although I say that, maybe we're not their biggest market. Like, I know that they're putting the Great Khali into the Hall of Fame, and everywhere except India, it's recognized that he is a terrible wrestler, and that he was really only there to get the Indian audience in on wrestling. I've heard that they like edited his matches in certain ways to make him appear like really awesome. But here in the States and like everywhere else, he's just a big guy who's just terrible. It's weird. Alright, we're going to throw up a healing spell, and then we're just about out of here. Yeah, I guess that's true. Alright, just kill him. We don't have time for a healing spell when Yang's right there to take care of business. I didn't know that Khali wrestled in Japan. Yeah, because by the time he made it to the WWF, he was just like his legs didn't work anymore. Good job, Yang. Good job, Cecil. I'm telling you, these two guys, you could go to the moon with these two guys. They will not let you down. And again, remember this for later in the game. You can always count on Yang. I mean that sincerely. Alright, so here we are back on the overworld map, and again, you know what, let's take the Chocabo back to the forest. It automatically goes all on its own. That's one of its little features, is that it returns to where it came from. And here we are, and let's get out of here. We'll make our way back down to Toroia, and then that is where we're going to call it a night. Because it is, like, it's either 10 o'clock now, or it's almost 10 o'clock. And I usually like to only do this for an hour. We're pushing an hour and a half tonight. This is the record for our longest stream ever. In the whole month and a half I've been doing this. But this is cool. Like, I get random people in sometimes, which is great, and they'll talk about, you know, the game and stuff like that. But I'll tell you what, like, one of the things I like best is when friends come in that I know, especially in the case of our buddy Kagopan here, people that I haven't seen, at least in real life, in years. I don't think I'm ready for that. When I was a kid, there was a famous example of this where my friend and I, he was, you know, spending the night, he was going to sleep over, and we were playing Xenogears at the time. Man, Xenogears, what a great game. And my friend and I were in the TV room, not the living room, the family room, and we're playing it on the TV. And my mom, who worked at the hospital and gets up really early in the morning because of that, she went to bed at like 10 o'clock or something. She says, "All right, I'm going to bed. Good night, guys." And we said, "All right, good night." She wakes up, at 4:30 in the morning, and my friend and I had not moved. We were in the exact same spot that we were when she went to bed, still playing the game. And it's just one of those surreal things. Oh man, we are not in a good place here. Come on, guys. We gotta finish this up. Not good. Thank you, Yang. Let's hope we survive this. These guys have a counterattack. In addition to doing that needle attack like all the time, every time you hit them, I think they counter. Oh my goodness. All I want to do is get back to the town. There we go. We are in really bad shape, but we're getting a ton of experience. So real quick before something awful happens, let's actually use some of these 34 Cure 1s that we've got just to make sure that we make it back to the town where we can use the inn. That should be good enough to get us there, I hope. Come on, no monsters, no monsters, no monsters, no monsters, and in. I'll bet. Like, I know you were big into World of Warcraft. I don't know if I could do it for 18 hours a day. That's rough. Also, I'm pretty sure the inn here was like $400 or 400 gold. That's the most expensive hotel I've ever stayed in. And look at that, communal room, no bathroom. Come on, what is going on here? This is not the service I expect. Alright, we're going to get out of here and save, and that is going to be it for the evening. Alright, so that is it for the evening. Kagopan, you and I should really catch up again. We should do a Zoom call with some of our other friends again, because that was really fun the last time we did that. It was good to catch up. For everyone else watching, to my other friend that was in here, Eternal Raven, I hope that I succeeded in entertaining your children for an hour and a half. And yeah, so I will catch everyone on the next one, where we hand the Crystal of Earth over to the Toroian Elder Council or whatever they are. They immediately tell us, "Oh, go ahead and take it. You've done such a wonderful thing for us." And then we immediately hand it over to the bad guys. Yeah. So that is about it for this evening. Thank you very much, and I will see you guys, if you are so inclined, on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. again. We will be doing the same business, and hopefully I'll be able to have that other microphone worked out and all that stuff before that happens. And that way I won't always have to have these cans on my cranium. Anyway, catch y'all later. Thank you very much. Have a good night.